Day for this Thursday. It's the 30th of April, and it's a good thing we have Angie Asa Lovestead here with us because it is the last day of Alcohol Awareness Month. April, alcohol, makes sense. Easy to remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now tell everybody what organization you're with.
I am with Alliance of Coalitions for Change, AC4C, and we are a group of folks across the state that do coalition work in our local communities. We also coordinate with all the state agencies across the state that are working in the arena of alcohol and drug prevention.
Now, I feel like this is something we should be aware of every month of the year, but what are we doing here to kind of talk about the awareness of what's going on?
Well, first of all, the reason we choose April for Alcohol Awareness Month, think of what kids are doing in the month of April.
Prom?
Proms.
Ah.
So we want to bring a heightened awareness that, you know, kids may be experiencing alcohol more in this particular month than they would in other months because of prom, and then what's coming up next month?
Graduation.
Graduation
Yes. And
time.
then going
So
into
it's the
summer.
time for parents to be extra aware of what's going on and whatever. We have several partners that do different things, and one of the things that we do is make sure that we have folks that we have window clings that Helping Services out in Eastern Iowa has put together with Iowa State Patrol, puts these out in our hands, so all our coalitions across the state will put these in windows in convenience stores so that we let you know that you could be in violation and maybe some serious funds going out of your pocket
Because
if you provide.
that's a regular thing for kids saying, hey, can you go in and get me something? And this way, when you see this going in, just a reminder, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, you may not want to do that. You might want to think twice about that.
Because the ticket, if you do that, is what?
It can be $1,500 and up to a year in jail.
Okay, just by doing that one act.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might want to think twice about
Not
that.
worth it, yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
The other thing that adults and youth alike,
This is still amazing. When you see this in picture form, it really gives you a grasp of the situation because you
Right.
cannot believe that this is true.
right, and a size of a drink is oftentimes underestimated, and I'll just give you each of you to take one of those. So you're familiar with these little cups.
But usually they're red Solo cups. But
I know.
Solo
but
But they
this
didn't
is
match my
different.
outfit.
No, but this is different because this is drawing attention to it.
Right, right. So in these cups actually have a marking on here. So we talk about an ounce and a half of spirits. This bottom line on the marking, I have it highlighted in
Very
green for
bottom.
you all. Very bottom line, that's all that an ounce and a half is.
It's down here. The very
line.
bottom, right
Yeah,
down there.
Right down there.
Just there. Not, okay, just
Yeah.
the little top. Okay.
So that'd be like a shot.
a shot.
And then if you were to have this kind of glass at a really not so fancy party,
Right.
And you filled it with some wine, how far would you put wine? What would you think a serving of wine would be?
I'd fill it all the way
To
up.
the
but
top,
that's-
yeah.
Okay.
I'd go about halfway, but that's probably
Serving
not
of
right.
wine is
No
this next
way.
line.
Really?
Yes.
The first line there,
Yeah, that would be what is considered
a glass of wine.
You spill that much when you pull the cork out. That's not
Pretty
much.
much.
Yeah.
And the safe guidelines for drinking is to have 4 or less drinks for a woman or 5 or less for a man.
Right.
So you go ahead and fill this up to here, you're
That's
going to
pretty much
already
your
have
quota.
That's
all that you should have and still be within the safe guidelines. So I think even as adults, we don't really have an awareness of what safe drinking is all about.
And then even in a cup like this, a full beer isn't even to the very
Yeah,
top.
the full beer is to the second line from the top. Yeah.
I wonder why people are over drinking.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't realize.
so your efforts are focused mainly on youth, but adults as well.
We want adults to model what is appropriate drinking, and oftentimes we don't do that in our world that we have. Iowa has really high binge drinking rates. The Iowa Spiff SIG that just got done, which is a strategic prevention framework state incentive grant, put together a couple campaigns, and this is the one that was focused on youth alcohol use, and it's what do you throw away when you drink. So giving them a couple of moments to think, do I really want to drink? Because these are the things I may throw away. They also have one that's called Stay Classy that was aimed at binge drinking. And Tosh 2.0, are you familiar
Yeah,
with it?
yeah.
They did a takeoff on that. And so you go to stayclassy.org, you can see stayclassyiowa.org.
Stay
That one's been
Classy,
going on for a while. It's a very good video. You should check it out.
Oh, okay. I get it. Right.
Yeah, you can be really dumb when you drink, and that's because maybe you're drinking more than you should. And so that's one of the things we want to point out too.
And everyone has a camera these days, so.
Oh, and cameras are everywhere. Yeah,
you can-
exactly.
There'll be proof
Yeah.
of it probably somewhere.
So what is the big message that you want to try to get out on this final day of Alcohol Awareness Month?
Mainly for adults to realize that alcohol is always going to be the drug of choice, and no matter what the media buzz is about whatever the latest substances are, alcohol still is their buzz of choice for kids. And we do see that the coalition work that we have across the state is working. We've seen decreased rates in alcohol use by youth, but it's still always the first thing that they go to. And so adults just need to be aware and think about their own choices and their own habits and what they're modeling for their kids as we move forward in doing raising our kids in the best environment we can. And the other thing I want you to be aware of is that we do have coalitions across the state, but we had 39 coalitions that were working in 2008. We're going to be down to 4 that had been federally funded. So part of what AC4C, Alliance of Coalitions for Change, is to try and cultivate those coalitions in local communities and help them build up the capacity. And what a coalition basically does is bring 12 community sectors from parents, faith, business, health, all the different things that go into a kid's life. We sit around at a table and figure out what we can do in our community to lessen access and teach our kids the best lessons we can.
Sure.
Now, do you guys meet, or what do you? Where and when do you meet?
AC4C meets quarterly right here in Des Moines at Camp Dodge. It's one of our state partners. They have a Midwest Counter Drug Task Force out there, and they host us, and we all come together there for a 2-day retreat. And then we have a lot of work going on virtually on go-to meeting throughout the year, monthly.
And how can people get some more information?
AC4C.org.
AC4C.org.
4C.org.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for being
Appreciate
here.
it.
We got you in.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks for making us aware. Something to think about.
With hours
right.
to go. Perfect.
All right.
It is 8:30. We'll be right back. You're watching Great Day Live on KCW.